Namaste. I'm Jenny from JD Healing Vibes. This evening I'm going to take you through a general Hatha yoga class with an emphasis on balancing practices, and the practices particularly for the body and the mind and the breath. Now, the class that we're going to do tonight is suitable for a wide range of people, and I'm going to be presenting for you some more basic elements, but also to extend people who wish to do slightly more advanced practices. We'll also take you through a few little extra bits that will help to just encourage those who want to do a little bit more advanced work. And because this is a full yoga class, it will take probably altogether around 2 hours. Now, you should never feel that you have to do the whole class all at once if you don't have the time, or that you feel that you'd like to have a break. And I usually suggest to people that you can break the class up into its various components. So I always start with a warming up, loosening sequence, followed by some standing asana or yoga exercises. Then we move on to the sitting practices, and after that we go to lying down practices, and then we finish off with usually a relaxation, meditation, and also breathing practice. So those different sections of the class you can choose perhaps to break at the end of those sections if you wish to just do one or a couple of the sections at a time. And maybe over the course of 2 or 3 days, you'll end up completing the full class. For those of you who are used to doing yoga class and you have the time to do the whole class all at once, that's fine as well. But never feel that, please don't get put off by the fact that class is quite a long class. There are definite breaks, and those breaks you can stop the video and come back at a future time to continue on with the class. So the first thing we're going to do for our session tonight is our loosening up and warming up movements. So we're always starting with a gentle swing, just to start to relax the body and get a little bit of movement and energy flowing. And then we're going to work head to toe or top to bottom. So starting up with the neck and the shoulders. So start with just a bit of shoulder shrugging, it's loosening up tension around that neck and shoulder area. And then bringing your shoulders towards your ears, very slowly and gently rotating your head to release neck tension. And then reverse and slowly moving the head the other way. And always modify if you feel any issues or stiffness or discomfort in the neck area. And then we're going to do a little sequence. I call these toning arms sequence, with some movements that we're going to work on the arms and the shoulders. So if you bring your palms together and press them firmly together so that you can feel the muscles of your arms are starting to engage, and then turning your fingers to point in towards your chest. Breathing in deeply, start to spread the palms as you stretch your arms out. Another deep breath in, raise your arms and stretching toward the ceiling. I'm just going to move back a little so you can see my hands. Stretching up, turning the palms to face away from each other. Bring the palms together and link the thumbs. And then on your exhalation, bending your elbows and very slowly lower the hands, resting them on your head. And try to allow the elbows to push back a little, or outwards so that you get some shoulder stretching. Breathing in, raising the arms again. Good stretch up, unclasping your hands, and then pressing the palms together the other way, clasping the thumbs, and then exhale as we bring the hands down, resting on top of your head. Once again, try and move the shoulders a little, pushing the elbows outwards. Breathing in, slowly bringing arms up, unclasping and exhaling. Lower your arms slowly, and then taking your hands behind you and clasping your hands. Now I'm going to turn around because I want you to see a little bit more of what's happening with the arms. So we're going to bring the palms as close as you can together and point the index fingers away from you. And then inhaling, bringing your arms up, and you're just going as high as you can without straining, and holding that position just as high as you can. Don't overdo it. Shoulder's quite a strong shoulder one. Exhaling, slowly lower your arms down and release your hands. Turn the palms upwards. Deep breath in, bringing the arms up. So we're going to stretch up again, palms together. And then exhaling, bringing the hands to rest on top of your head. And once again, drawing the elbows back or outwards to work the shoulder element. Breathing in, taking your arms out to shoulder height and joining the thumb and the index finger together. And then rotating the arms until the palms face down, taking them back and up as far as you can. Try and keep the arms up at shoulder height if you can. And then rotate back down. And then going the other way, rotating forwards, up and back as far as you can. Rotating palms to face down and then exhaling. Lower your arms and release the shoulders by rolling them gently and slowly a couple of times. And then reverse the direction. And then coming into Tadasana, mountain posture. So we're now going to focus on gentle spinal mobility movements. So your feet hip width apart, toes nice and spread, bottom and tummy tucking gently toward the spine, and the shoulders relaxing back and down. Turning your right palm outwards. Breathing in, raise your right arm, so bringing it up level with your ear if you can. Exhaling and relax. Breathing in, stretching up, fingers down. And then exhaling as we go over slowly to the left side into a little side stretch. You're just going as far as you're able to and hold. Breathing in, slowly coming back up to the center, exhaling deeply, release. Breathing in, once again, another good stretch. Fingers up, fingers down. Turn the right palm out, exhale deeply and slowly. Bring your arms slowly down. Let that side relax. And then turn the left palm out. So a deep breath in, raising the arm. Try and coordinate the breath with the arm. Exhale, relax. Breathe in deeply. Really stretch. Fingers up, fingers down. Exhale as we go slowly over the right side into that little side stretch. Remember, just to where you feel is a good stretch. Breathe in deeply, come up slowly, back to center, exhale and relax. Deep breath in, good stretch again. Turn the left palm out, exhale, lower the left arm slowly down and let that arm relax. Good, now we're going to do a little spinal twist next. So clasping your elbows, take a deep breath in. On your exhalation, turning slowly to your right and stretching your arms back as far as you can. Breathing in and return back to the center. Exhale, going in the other direction and stretch the arms back. Breathing in and slowly return. So we'll do one more each way. Exhaling, going to the right, stretch the arms back. Breathing in and slowly come back to the center. And then exhaling, going slowly to the left, stretching the arms back. Breathing in and coming back slowly to the front. Release your arms, give your shoulders just a gentle roll and reverse. And then stepping your right foot forward, your left foot back. So we're going to complete our spinal movements with a little gentle back bend and then a forward bending movement. Your right hand should rest on your right thigh and your left hand goes on your waist. Deep breath in as we raise the right arm. As long as your neck is okay, you're looking up slowly. And then arching back a little with your upper body. Exhale as you come back to center and stretching over the front legs, slowly coming down, keeping the legs straight. Breathing in, sliding the hand up gradually and gently and slowly come back to the center. Apologise, that was my automatic garbage bin. For some reason it wanted to have a little yawn. Okay, one more of those. Pelvis forward. Breathing in, raising the right arm, so gradually looking up, arching back a little. Exhale as you come up and stretching over. Try and lengthen your spine as you come down. And then breathing in, sliding the hand up, so nice and slowly, uncurl the spine, back to center, and then bending the right knee. So we're going to step our left foot forward, right foot back. Just making sure that our pelvis is pointing forward. We've got just a nice space between the legs of about a metre or so. Left hand goes on that front thigh, right hand on the waist. So breathing in, raise the left arm slowly, looking up if you can. Arching back a little with your upper body, gentle back arch. Just be careful of your neck. You can walk forward if you need to. Exhale, back to center. Stretch over, slowly coming down, keeping the legs straight if you can. Inhale, slide the hand up and slowly uncurl the spine. And we'll do one more. So pelvis forward, breathing in, raising the left arm, stretching up, arching back a little bit. And then exhale, come back to center and stretching over. Slowly down. Breathing in, sliding the hand up the leg and gradually, slowly return to the center. And then bending the front knee, so you're going to just gently step out of it, feet a little apart and rotating your bottom. And this is just to release any lower back tension, tightness, and then reverse. And then coming back to center, we're going to do a little foot stretch. So bending the knees first, roll the top of one foot forward and over. Let's give it a nice little stretch out, coming up to the toes. And then come onto the ball of the foot and rotating the ankle gently. Then reverse. And give it a little shake, squeezing the heel down. Back to do the other one, bending the knees and then rolling the other foot over and stretch it out up to toes. Come onto the ball of the foot and rotating into your ankle, reverse. Lift and give it a shake and pressing your heel to the floor. Coming back. So to finish off, we're going to just do a little bit more work on our legs. Going to also incorporate a little bit of balancing with this one, neurological balancing, and But having said that, if you are a little bit wobbly on your standing on one leg, please do move to a wall so that you can just have your hand on to support if you need that extra support, or if you've got a chair next to you, you can hold on to the chair until you feel confident, and then you can just have a little go at coming onto the one leg without the assistance of the wall or the chair. So we're going to do some work just loosening up and mobilising the joints in the legs. So we start again from good mountain posture and bring your hands onto your waist. And then we're going to shift the weight a little to the right, so just a little bit, and bending the left knee. So we're going to be doing these balancing movements on your right leg. And a little trick, once you get into the balancing position, look at a stationary spot, maybe at eye level in front of you, and don't forget you also continue breathing, don't hold your breath. So we're going to carefully lift up the left leg, making a right angle position, and then focusing on that stationary spot. Become aware of your ankle. We're just gently rotating the left foot around, so we're getting that loosening, lubricating for the ankle, and then reverse that little circling movement. Come back to centre. So now we're going to focus on the knee. So we're rotating around the knee joint, keeping the foot still if you can, and then reverse the direction. Remember, focus on a stationary spot. Back to centre, and then this time we're going around the hip, so very slowly and smoothly. Just keep breathing, very important, nice and wide, circling into that hip joint. And then reverse. Carefully go the other way. Just one more. Back to centre, and then we do a little gentle swing forwards and backwards. And then coming back onto both legs, have a little shake, just releasing. And of course we're going to do the other side, balance things out. So, standing well, feet hip width apart again. This time shifting the weight to the left a little and bend the right knee. So when you're steady, lift up the right leg, making a right angle, and rotating the foot around, the right foot in a circle. Reverse. Keep breathing. Back to centre, and then rotating lower leg carefully around the knee joint. Foot still if you can. And reverse. Come back to centre, and then we do the hips, so slow rotation around that hip joint. And remember, stationary spot, looking at that stationary spot, and then reverse. When you're doing these, don't look at the camera because I'm moving, so that can be a distraction. Let's look at a stationary spot, and then coming back to centre, swing the leg forwards and backwards. And then coming back down, bring the knees together, slightly bend them, hands just above the knees, and we just finish off with a little bit more work on the knees, just rotating down, around and reverse. And forwards and backwards gently, and then gently side to side. Back to centre, press the knees back and slowly coming up, relax your shoulders and stepping the feet a little apart. We have a little swing. It's nice and loose. Good. All right, so that completes our warming and loosening up section. All of those movements can be modified. They can be made gentler if you wish, or a little bit stronger if you want to, but they're just a great little set of movements that you can do so that it gets your body prepared for doing some of the stronger movements that we're going to do in this class. So the next practice we're going to do is Surya Namaskar, salute to the sun. And salute to the sun is a warming practice, or what we call a heating practice, because it's a dynamic sequence of movements, a dynamic sequence of flowing movements. Being a Hatha yoga class though, these movements are done slowly and with breath awareness. So we really want to focus on just gently warming the body up, but still maintaining that sense of calmness and relaxation. The deep breathing is very important. The mindful working of the movements with the breath is a really important element. And it's just really focusing on stimulating or kicking in the parasympathetic nervous system, which is that rest and relax system, as opposed to the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight and flight, and the one that gets us all up and going. And usually these practices that we're doing in the Hatha yoga class are just very beneficial for most people in this world today, because we are very much constantly operating from the sympathetic nervous system. So we want to give our body and our mind a rest by just counterbalancing that with our yoga practice. Very important. So Surya Namaskar, a warming practice, but still done very slowly and with awareness, mindfully. So coming into Tadasana, mountain posture, just making sure we've got the bottom and tummy tucked in, bringing palms together and thumbs resting on the chest, elbows out to the side, your chin parallel to the ground. So we're going to be doing the salute to the sun in the traditional manner for the first side. For the second side, we're going to be doing the same movements, but I'll add a few little extra challenges perhaps for those people who'd like to do them. You don't have to, you can just do the basic movements if you want to stick to those for this session. So start by closing your eyes just for a few moments and really focus on coming inside your body, letting go of your daily activities and concerns, and bringing your attention to the present moment, the here and now, inside your body. Be aware of your state of balance. Also be aware of the status of your muscles, and make any adjustments so that you feel nice and strong, but releasing tension. So we're creating energy in the muscles, but we're not creating tension or tightness. And then move your focus to your breathing and begin to slow and deepen your breathing. Close your mouth if it's comfortable. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose, unless you have a blocked nose, and obviously open your mouth if you do. So when we're doing our salute to the sun movements, we are using the full yoga breath, this slow, comfortable, deep breathing. Open your eyes and follow along with me. Breathing in, turning your fingers towards your chest. Exhaling deeply, stretching your arms forward. Taking a deep breath in, raising your arms and stretching up toward the ceiling. Bend the knees a little, tucking your tailbone forward, moving your upper body back and looking up toward the ceiling. Exhale as you come up, and then slowly folding forward, stretching out or sliding hands down the legs for the gentler method of coming into the forward fold position. Relax and letting your arms and shoulders be loose and floppy, lifting your buttocks a little bit more and taking deep, slow inhalations and exhalations. Breathing in, bending the knees, placing your hands beside your feet on the floor and stepping your right foot back. Lower the right knee gently to the floor. Inhale, lifting your chest, pressing forward, coming into the runner's posture. Lower the palms, lifting up the right knee, stepping your left foot back, and then coming into the straight line plank position, engaging your core and breathing slowly and deeply. If you need to rest, lower your knees to the floor. Otherwise, try and hold steadily for a couple more deep breaths in and out. Lowering the knees to the floor, flatten your feet, and then moving your bottom back slowly and bringing your face towards the floor. Inhaling, moving forward slowly, coming through striking cobra, bringing your pelvis down and coming up into cobra, or lowering down onto the forearms, coming into the Sphinx posture, which is a gentler movement. Tightening your buttocks and looking forward or up toward the ceiling with some deep breaths. Moving up onto hands and knees, and then moving your bottom back slowly towards your feet and extending through the spine as you relax your upper body down. Open your knees if you need to, or coming down into a gentler position for the shoulders by bending your forearms and resting your forehead on the top forearm. For those who find the shoulder stretches okay, extending the arms and taking deep breaths in stretched pose of the child. Breathing in, coming slowly back onto all fours, moving your hands under your shoulders, spreading the fingers, tucking your toes under, breathing in, pushing bottoms up toward the ceiling, pressing your heels toward the floor and your chest towards your thighs into downward dog, bending the knees a little should you need to, and taking deep breaths. Lifting your head a little and stepping right foot forward, lower the left knee, inhale, lifting the chest, pressing forward into runner's posture. Bring the palms down, lifting the left knee, stepping left foot forward. Bend your knees a little, rest your forearms on your thighs, and taking a couple of deep, slow, relaxed breaths. Bringing your arms down, chest toward the thighs, and slowly lifting the bottom, so we're just stretching the back of the legs a little more. And then inhaling, coming up slowly, and be aware of your lower back, so slide the hands up the legs if you need to. Stretch up toward the ceiling, bend your knees, tuck your tailbone forward, upper body gently back. Exhaling, coming back to center. Bring your palms together and slowly return back to mountain posture, prayer position. Close your eyes. Scan through your body, release tension, and focus on the breath. Steady, slow, comfortable, full yoga breathing. Closing your mouth if it's comfortable. Letting go of any sense of urgency or impatience. Focused on being in present moment. Open your eyes slowly. So we'll repeat those movements for our second half of Salute to the Sun. And we're going to do a couple of variations as well, just for that little extra challenge for those who would like to. Breathing in, turning your fingers towards your chest. Exhaling, peeling the palms away, stretching forward. Deep breath in, raise your arms up, stretch toward the ceiling. Bend your knees a little, tucking tailbone forward, upper body gently back, looking up if you can. Exhaling, come up slowly, folding forward, slide the hands down the legs if you need to come through that gentler method, and sinking down into the ragdoll position and lifting the buttocks a little more. Clasp your elbows and gently sway from side to side. So this we are just loosening our shoulders a little more and allowing the spine to stretch out a little more. So just slowly moving into a little arcing movement, and then back to center, releasing your arms, bend your knees, place the hands to the floor, stepping your left foot back, gently lowering your left knee, flatten the left foot, inhale, and lifting the chest, pressing forward a little. So we're now going to do this little extra bit on this side, just making sure that your right knee and heel are in line, lifting your chest towards your thigh, bring the palms together, fingertips in front of the big toe. So we're engaging the core as we inhale, slowly coming up. So we've got to really engage that right thigh muscle, bringing your arms level with your ears, and relax the shoulders, looking forward. And then pressing forward a little bit more, so coming into a pelvic stretch position. Breathing in, taking your upper body back gently and moving into the crescent moon. Taking some deep breaths. Exhale, slowly folding forward, coming down, bringing your fingertips down, hands beside the foot, tucking the back toes under, lifting up the back knee, stepping the right foot back, and lowering your bottom a little, coming into your plank position or knees to the floor for the gentler position. Engaging your core and focus on the breath. Steady, slow, deep breaths. Lower the knees, flatten the feet. Bottom moving back as we bring the face downwards, and then inhale, moving slowly forward through striking cobra, pelvis down, up into cobra, looking forward or up, tighten the buttocks. If it's a little strong, come onto your forearms and take deep breaths. Moving up through the cat posture, and then moving your bottom back toward the heels, coming into stretched pose of the child, extending the arms and lowering the upper body. Adjust as you need to create the most comfortable position and taking slow, deep breaths. Breathing in, coming back onto your hands and knees, moving hands under shoulders, spread the fingers, tucking toes under, breathing in, push the bottom up, coming into downward dog, and pressing heels toward the floor and chest toward the thighs. And we're going to do a little bit extra here as well. So this time we're going to shift our weight a little to the right leg, Breathing in, raising your left leg, so you're just bringing it up as high as you can manage. Bending the left knee, lifting the knee towards the ceiling. And then exhaling, slowly bringing left foot to the floor, coming back into downward dog, into the center. Shifting the weight a little to the left. Breathing in, raising the right leg, so same thing on this side, high as you're able to manage. Bending the right knee, lift the knee toward the ceiling, stretching the leg up. And then exhaling, coming down, bringing your foot back and coming into centered downward dog. Breathing in, lifting your head and then stepping left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, lifting the chest, so we're coming into runner's posture. Flatten out the right foot and making sure that we've got this right angle here. Lifting your chest a little bit further towards the left thigh. So this is the pelvic stretch position that we did the last on the other side. So bringing palms together, fingertips in front of the big toe. Engaging the core, especially left thigh. Inhaling, coming up slowly. So just very slowly raising the arms, level with the ears if you can. Exhale, pressing forward, coming into the pelvic stretch. And then slowly looking up, arching back a little into the crescent moon and focusing on the breath. Deep breaths. Exhaling, folding forward, bringing fingers down, hands onto the floor. Tuck the back toes under, lift and extend the right knee, stepping right foot forward, bending your knees and resting your forearms on your thighs. So just relax with some deep breaths there. And then keeping your knees bent, bringing your chest towards your thighs, and then bringing your index finger and thumbs and clasping your big toes. Head comes down and slowly lifting the bottom. And we're getting that little extra stretch to the back of the legs and the spine. And if you can, drawing tummy and chest toward the thighs. Releasing the big toes, breathe in deeply, slowly coming up, extend toward the ceiling, bend the knees, tucking the tailbone under and the upper body back. Exhale as you return to center, palms together and slowly return, hands resting on your chest. Close your eyes softly and once again focus on the breath, steady, relaxed, comfortable, full yoga breathing, letting go of tension and tightness and staying connected to the breath. And letting your breathing come back to its normal rhythm. Relax your arms, then open your eyes slowly. And we're just going to do a few little releasing movements. So just starting with a gentle swing from side to side. So that traditional salute to the sun we did is in the Hatha method, so nice and relaxed and slow with the deep breaths. But we did do a couple of little variations just to give people who want that little extra physical challenge on that second side. So bringing your hands to your waist and we're gently rotating the bottom to release our lower back area and then reverse the direction. Coming back to center, use your fist and press into the lower back so give it a little firm massage. Give it a good rub And make sure we get that warmth flowing in the kidney region. And then rolling the shoulders, nice, wide, slow rolls. And then reverse the direction. And then bend your elbows and gently rotating the wrists and rotating the other way. And have a good shake, feet and hands, legs and arms. Well done, everybody. So what we're going to be doing now will be another yoga asana, and we are going to be focusing particularly on strengthening and balancing with the next posture or asana. So I'm just going to swap my mat around and then we'll be back to do what we're going to be doing is a downward dog into a side push-up movement. So here we are, back again to do our last standing asana for this Hatha yoga balancing class. So this one, as I said, is going to be a strengthening asana, and we're working also on the element of balance, and especially when we're working on strengthening the core in a balancing position. We're also going to be getting some good strengthening work on our arms, shoulders, wrists and elbows as well. Just be aware if you do have any problems, injuries with any of those areas, that you may not proceed all of the way through the asana sequence. You just stop at wherever you can manage and then come out of it and have a rest. And eventually, after a period of time, building up a little bit more strength and perhaps overcoming any injuries or issues, then you may be able to develop the strength to do the full posture sequence. So what we're going to do is start off in our downward dog position. So we're coming up to the end of the mat and beginning in the Tadasana mountain posture position. And just allow the shoulders to relax back and down. Tuck the bottom and tummy in. We want to engage the core, and then bringing the palms to face outwards beside the body. Deep breath in, bringing your arms up slowly. Extend the fingers toward the ceiling. On your exhalation, folding forward, slowly coming down. You can do the gentler version of coming down if you need to, bending knees and sliding hands down the legs. So whatever method you use to come down, just make sure once you're down you just relax the arms and shoulders, lifting the buttocks, taking some deep breaths. And then if you haven't got your fingers on the floor at this point, bend your knees enough so that you can get your fingers on the floor. And we're slowly walking the fingers or hands away from the feet, and as you're doing that, you're working on pressing the heels toward the floor as much as you can. Once you feel your heels coming off the floor or starting to, don't go any further with your hands, just stay there and press the chest back toward the thighs a little more. You can bend the knees a little and press the chest toward the thighs if you want to. And we just take some deep breaths in the downward dog position. So this is a position where we're going to move then into the side push-up position. So you're going to be shifting your left foot in toward the centre, towards the right foot a bit more, rotating the left foot and bringing the right foot on top of the left foot. So this is a point where that might be enough for some people, and so just coming back into downward dog. Otherwise, we're going to bring the right arm up onto the side of the body, right side of the body, and this is where we get that balancing work. Touching the right shoulder with your right hand, breathing in, stretching the right arm up, and then exhaling, taking right arm over your ear and steadying there. Try and keep that lower buttock up if you can. So you're just focusing on the breath, Deep, slow breaths. Good. And then exhaling, bringing right arm to the side. Rotating, bringing the right hand to the floor, rotating back into the downward dog position. So coming back with both feet on the floor, lifting the buttocks, heels to the floor. And then we're walking back slowly towards the feet and just hanging loosely again. So I'll show you how to come up the gentle way from this position now. Bending the knees a little and begin sliding the hands up the legs. So we're just uncurling slowly. Slowly moving up until you're upright. Relax the shoulders back and down and bringing your head back to upright position. So we'll just have a little bit of a loose swing after that. Of course we are going to do the other side, but we'll just release a little bit and then we'll do the other side. So first of all, little bottom circles once again and reverse. Lots of work on the shoulders, so alternately rolling your shoulders and then alternately the other way. Relax them back and down and then bring your hands together. So we're going to release our wrists, slowly drawing a sideways figure of 8 with your wrists. And then reverse nice and slowly the other way. Try and keep the arms still. Reverse it again and do a speeded up version. Reverse again, speed it up the other way. And have a little shake. Once again, shake everything out. And then we're going to come up to the opposite end of the mat and we're going to do that sequence and make sure we reverse so we balance the body out. So coming back into your Tadasana, mountain posture, feet about hip width apart, bottom and tummy in, engaging the core, shoulders relaxing down, turn your palms outwards. Taking a deep, slow breath in, raising your arms, stretching toward the ceiling. On your exhalation, folding forward, coming slowly down. Remember, you can do the gentler method coming down. And once again, hanging loosely, lifting the buttocks, taking deep breaths. And then fingers to the floor. So remember, you bend your knees if you need to do that. And walking your fingers slowly away from the feet. Keep pressing the heels toward the floor until the heels are starting to want to come up, and then focusing, keeping the hands where they are, pressing chest toward the thighs. If you need to bend your knees a little to do that, you can. And just relaxing in downward dog posture. And then this time we're stepping the right foot towards the left foot a bit more, or towards the centre of the mat. Pivoting around on that right foot as we bring the left foot on top of the foot, and we're now facing sideways. So again, if that's as far as you want to go, come back into downward dog and then come out of it when you're ready. Otherwise, continuing on, bringing left arm to the left side of the body, keeping nice and strong in the core, touching the left shoulder, breathing in, stretching the left arm up, and then exhale as we're taking left arm over the ear and taking some steady, deep breaths, keeping that lower buttock up as high as you can. Bringing the left arm to the side and then pivoting back to the floor. Hand comes down, so we're coming back into downward dog. Pressing chest toward the thighs. Lift the buttocks and bringing the heels as close to the floor as you can. Roll the shoulders out. And then slowly walk the hands back towards the feet and hang loosely. Clasp your elbows and just hanging down, pressing the forearms toward the floor, lifting the buttocks a little more. Release your arms, bend your knees a little, inhale and sliding the hands up the legs. So again, we're just coming up the gentle way, slowly raising up, shoulders back, head coming back to center, and then we'll do our little releasing movements once again. So just nice sways. And then hands on the waist, so bottom circles is always a good thing to do after some strong core work. Going the other way. Alternately roll the shoulders and reverse. And then just giving your shoulders a little massage all around where we worked that strengthening work, and then coming up around the back of the shoulders and up towards the base of the neck. And then relax, bringing shoulders up and slowly and gently rotating the head. So just releasing our neck a little. And then reverse. And then bring your head to center. Relax the shoulders. And then bending your elbows a little bit more, wrist releasing. So doing some circles. Circle the other way. Squeeze into a fist. Stretch and spread the fingers. Relax and wiggle. And then have a good shake out. Good. So that finishes off the standing part of this class. So I suggest that you may wish to have a little bit of a break, have some water, and when you're ready, come back and switch the video back on again at the beginning of the sitting down part of the class. And I'll also be a little bit closer to you. I'll have a little bit more of a close-up position when we come back. Namaste, everyone. So we're back again to do our seated part of this general balancing Hatha yoga class. So sitting down on your mat and just release and stretch your legs out, and we'll do a little bit of preparation. So just giving the legs a little bit of a shake first, and then bend your knees, give the thighs a little pat, and the inner thighs, a little rub to the knees, and gently relax back and flopping knees and feet in and out. Bring the feet together and a little gentle rocking side to side to stretch the lower back and to center, and then if you can, lifting your bottom off the floor and doing a little rotation or rock from side to side, and then coming back to center and lower your bottom gently down and coming to sit in the staff posture. So for the staff posture, just begin by releasing the lower back, just gently stretching forward a little more, and then bring the hands behind, grab the buttocks, pull the buttocks out, and then coming up slowly to sit upright in the center. If you feel that you're collapsing back a little bit, then that's where a little cushion or roll tucked under your bottom can just help to move you a little bit more forward on the sit bones, and it helps to keep your posture nice and upright. Bring the shoulders towards your ears and then roll them back and relax them down, chin parallel to the ground. So today we're going to start our sitting practices just with a nice basic little spinal twist, and then moving into another basic movement, a little side stretch. So we're going to take the feet just about probably no more than a metre apart, and then bringing your, now I'm doing a mirror image here, so you're taking your left hand to your right knee and your right hand is going on the floor behind you. Breathing in, extending up through the spine. On your exhalation, press against that right knee and turn slowly to the right, keeping as upright as you can, and hold. So while you're holding, you're just breathing nice and slowly. And if you want to extend the position, then taking your right arm around the back of your waist we're going to grab the waist somewhere or even that left thigh and holding for a couple more deep breaths. And then releasing the arms, turning back to the front. And we'll do the other side. So bringing your right hand to your left knee, left hand goes on the floor behind or a little beside you perhaps. Inhale, extend up first, and then exhale and press against that left knee and turning slowly to the left and hold nice and upright. Chin should be parallel to the ground. For those that want to go a little more into it deeply, taking left arm around the waist, grab a hold somewhere, or even grabbing that right thigh if you've got a long arm, and just hold that position for a couple more deep breaths in and out. And then release and turn back around to the front, rolling your shoulders and reverse. And then placing your right palm on the floor next to the right hip joint and turn your left palm upwards on the other side. So we're going to go into this fairly gentle side stretch. Deep breath in, bringing the left arm up to the ear. On your exhalation, begin sliding the right hand away and you're moving your upper body to the right, bending that right arm, and then eventually see if you can actually rest on your right forearm. Left arm is over the ear, and if your neck is comfortable, looking toward the ceiling under the left arm and just taking some deep breaths. You can modify the position of your head if your neck feels uncomfortable at all. So a little bit of core work, so just engaging the belly, breathing in. Push up slowly, coming back to center. Exhale, bringing left hand to floor, right palm turning up. Inhale deeply, bringing right arm to the ear. Exhale, so this time going to your left, bending the left arm, coming onto the forearm. Right arm extended over the ear if you can, and gently looking toward the ceiling under the right arm. Modify if you need to, if you have any neck issues. And of course, if you have shoulder issues, you can change your arm movement as well. You don't have to bring it up as high, or you can rest your hand on your shoulder. If you know, some people have shoulder issues that they just need to be careful and modify for. And then engaging the core, breathing in, push up slowly. On your exhalation, lower the arm gently, bring your legs in and a little roll of the shoulders, and then rolling them the other way. So now we're going to just do a little counter posture, which is going to work on releasing the lower back a little bit. So we're going to be just leaning back gently and bending the knees, and we're going to lift up the bottom. So this is a tabletop. Actually, I think I might just do the sideways version for you. So feet about hip width apart. So we're going to lift up the bottom and then coming up with the thighs as close to parallel to the ground as you can. And then if you want to make it a bit stronger, we're just going to shift from forwards and backwards a little bit. And you come down if you need to at any stage. So put to engage that core, and then back to center, bring your bottom gently down onto the floor, and then releasing the legs. Once again, just have a little shake and give the wrists a little release. Squeeze in and out. All right, now the next sequence of movements we're going to do, asana. We're going to be working in the cat posture, and we're going to do some different elements with our legs. Some of these will be focusing on a little bit of core work, strengthening work, and some of them will be more stretching, and there is a little bit of balancing as well with this sequence. So the first thing, we're going to come up onto all fours, And this is what we call the cat posture, with your hands under your shoulders and your knees hip width apart in line with your hands. And this is a sequence of movements. We do them slowly, but it's still a dynamic sequence of movements. So we're going to start with your left leg side. Okay, so left leg. Breathing in, taking your head up, belly down, and the bottom up, and we're just dipping a little into that lower back. Just a little bit of a stretch for the lower back. On your exhalation, taking your head down and arching up the spine, drawing the belly up toward the spine, and then bring your left knee towards your forehead, just as close as you can. Hold. Breathing in, slowly take the left leg back, just so that it's parallel to the ground. I'm just going to move forward slightly so you get the whole foot in the picture, and keeping your neck in line with your spine. So now we're going to turn to the left, looking to your left shoulder, bend your left knee, and bring the left knee a little bit closer to your head. Flex your left foot. And then if you can, lift the knee up, bringing it higher than the hip if you can. The foot should be down, the knee should be up, and hold. So this is a strengthening one for the hip joint. Good. And then breathing in, stretching the leg back out behind you, level off the hips again, and hold. So remember, just breathe whenever you're holding a position. And then bringing your forearms down onto the floor first, slowly lifting the left leg up high. You can bring your forehead to the floor and stretching that left leg up high as you can. Hold for a couple more breaths. And then breathing in, lifting your head and straighten the arms, and then lower the left foot to the floor, extending the left leg out, lifting the chest. Exhale, bend your left knee, bring it back towards your forehead, forehead towards the knee. And then inhale, lower the left knee down and coming into the resting stretched pose of the child. So bottom goes back. If you want to, you're opening your knees a little more. Try extending the arms first as you lower your upper body down. But remember, if that's not comfortable, doing bent forearm or one fist on top of the other. And we're just having a little rest with the eyes closed and some deep breaths before we do the other side. Breathing in, sliding the hands up to the legs, uncurl the spine gradually. Those who can, sit back on the heels, or you can kneel up if that's uncomfortable for you. So we're going to do the other side. I'm going to turn around so you can actually see from the other side. So remember, you're reversing sides, so this time you're going to be doing your right leg side. So we're coming up once again onto the all fours in the cat posture. Breathing in, take your head up slowly, belly down and bottom up. And we're just getting that nice little release and stretch into the lower back. Exhale, lower your head, lift up the spine, draw the belly up toward the spine. And then bring in your right knee towards your forehead, forehead towards the knee. Hold. Breathing in, slowly taking right leg back, stretching it out. Try and level the hips and hold that for a couple of breaths. So this one's just a nice strengthening one, so a little bit of a balance. And then turning to look towards your right shoulder. Bend your right knee, lifting it up, flex that right foot, and bring the knee in a little bit closer towards your head. And then if you're able to, lift the knee up so it's higher than the hip. A little bit stronger, so you're doing a bit more hip work and opening up into the hip joint. And then once again, stretching the right leg out, coming back, leveling off the hips, keeping nice and straight. Bending the forearms to the floor, lower the forehead to the floor, inhale and stretching the right leg up high as you can, stretching it up, and hold with some deep breaths. And then lifting your head, straighten the arms and bringing the right toes to the floor. Stretch the right leg out, lifting the chest. Exhale, bringing your right knee back towards your forehead, forehead towards your knee. And then inhale as we bring right knee to the floor and coming back gently, slowly into that stretched pose of the child position. And then coming into pose of the child this time. So we're going to just relax arms beside the thighs, close your eyes. Of course you can still do that fist one if it's more comfortable, because the idea is we're just having that nice rest. And if you like, it's quite nice to use your fist to massage the lower back a little bit. And then relax with your arms beside you. Some deep breaths. And then coming up slowly, gently uncurl the spine. Those who can, sitting back on the heels or kneeling up, and gently raise your head back to center. Let the shoulders relax. And then open your eyes and gently release and stretch the legs out in front. Just have a good little shake of the legs. And then while we're here, just leaning back and flopping the knees and the feet in and out. And then feet together and rocking from side to side. And back to center. Bend your knees, so we're going to go back into that tabletop position. This time we'll do a little bit more for those who want to, and we're going to work on opening up the hip joint a little bit with this one. So we first of all lifting the bottom and coming up into that tabletop position, engaging the core, and then you're going to bring your right foot on top of the left knee. And then press the right knee down as we keep that left buttock up. So we're just trying to open up that right hip. And then bring the foot to the floor. So coming back into center, just engaging the buttocks again. And then left foot comes up onto the right knee. Press that left knee down, keeping the buttocks up, and hold for a couple of breaths. Bring the foot to the floor, so coming back into the center and then slowly coming back down, and we're going to sit in a comfortable position. So comfortable may be cross-legged for some people, or it might be sitting on your heels, or it might be some other version of sitting, perhaps with your legs stretched out and a little bit open. So we're going to go through a few releasing movements before we finish off our seated part of tonight's class. So first of all, let's do a little bit of releasing of our shoulders. So we do a little bit of shrugging first of all, especially after those tabletops. We do work the shoulders and the arms a little. So we do a little alternate rolling of shoulders. And then going in the other direction. And then just relax the shoulders back and down. And we're going to do a little neck stretch. So the next stretch, this one we're going to be turning our head slowly to one side, and for this one we want to keep our shoulders still and keep our chin parallel to the ground. So we're going to start by taking the head over to your left. So we're taking a deep breath in, exhale very slowly, turn your head to the left. So it's a nice, slow, smooth movement. If you can, you're looking over that left shoulder. Bring your index finger and middle finger of your right hand and press them against the right cheek. Press firmly so you'll probably get a little extra movement. And then bring the right hand back down, and then just see if you can go a little bit deeper into the stretch by turning your head to whatever is your absolute maximum. Let the shoulders relax. Deep breaths. And then inhaling, slowly return your head back to the front. And then exhaling as we're turning the head to the right slowly. Looking over the right shoulder, keeping shoulders still. Bringing the left index finger and middle finger to the left cheek, give it a firm press. A little bit more movement there. Bring the hand down and then see if you can go a little bit deeper into that stretch and hold. Relax the shoulders. Deep breaths. And then breathing in, slowly coming back around to the front. And we're going to finish off with just a little bit of wrist preparation, because we're going to do a little bit more work in the cat posture to finish off with tonight. So just bend your elbows, and so I call these ones floppy wrists. So just waving the hands up and down, using the wrists, keeping your arms still. And then just taking the hands from side to side, and then rotating with your palms facing down, and then going the other way. And then turning palms up, and we do the same sequence. So the floppy wrists first of all, and then side to side, and then rotating, palms facing up this time, and reverse. Excellent. And then squeeze tightly into fists. Stretch out and spread the fingers, and let them relax. Give the fingers a good wiggle, 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 and then shake, shaking, shaking. All right, so now we're going to release the legs, have a little shake, and we're going to come back into that cat posture. And the last little asana again we're going to do is it's another form of balancing movement, and in the cat posture. So starting with your hands underneath your shoulders, and your knees should be hip width apart. And starting a little bit like we did the last time. So we're going to, this one's called the tiger catches its tail. So we're going to do a few tiger movements, and then we'll do the last bit's the balancing bit. So again, you're going to be working on the left leg side first. So breathing in, head goes up, belly goes down, bottom goes up. Exhaling, taking head down, arch up the spine, draw the belly up. Bring your left knee towards forehead, forehead towards the knee. Inhale, lifting the head up, taking left leg up, high as you can, pointing the toes towards head, head towards toes. Exhaling, taking the left knee back towards the forehead, forehead towards the knee. Inhaling once again, slowly raising the left leg up, head goes up, pointing toes towards head, head toward toes. Now we're going to catch this tail. So shifting your weight to your left hand, carefully reach your right hand back, see if you can grab those toes, and then pull the leg up as high as you can, lifting your head. So we've got a little bit of a balance. Try and hold it, If you can't grab your toes, don't worry, just lift the leg as high as you can. And then release, bring the hand to the floor and lower the knee, going into our resting posture first of all, back into your stretched pose of the child or your variation with the fists or the arms bent. And then sliding the hands up, gradually uncurling, coming up slowly, and sitting back on the heels or kneeling up if you prefer. So I'm just going to turn around to do the other side for you. So once again, we're going to come up onto all fours, coming into your cat posture, hands under shoulders, knees hip width apart. So this time you're going to be doing right leg side. Inhale, take your head up, belly down, bottom up. Exhale, head goes down, arch the spine up, draw the belly up, and then bringing your right knee towards forehead towards the knee. Inhale, slowly lifting the right leg up, head goes up, pointing right toes towards the head. Exhaling, taking the right knee back towards the forehead towards the knee. Inhaling, slowly raising the right leg, lifting it up, point the toes towards the head toward the toes, and then you're shifting your weight towards the right hand. Carefully bring your left arm back, see if you can catch the toes behind you. And then we've got to pull on that foot, see if we can lift up the thigh, head lifted and hold. And again, you've got that little balance as well. Deep breaths. Very good quad stretch, this one. And release. Hand goes down, lower the knee. Once again, move into resting, stretched pose of the child. Sinking down and then coming into pose of the child. Relax. Close your eyes. Remember, if you want to, do your little lower back massage with the fists. And also remember, variation, one fist on the other and forehead on the top fist if you prefer that position for your resting position. Now, just before we finish off here, while we're in this position, I want you to just open the knees slightly more. We're going to do a little shoulder stretch here. Now, this is one of these ones where it's best if you actually watch it first and then rewind the video back, and then you can do it with me, because you need to know what you're doing first before you get into this. So for this one, we're starting off in the stretched pose of the child, and it's going to be your left arm. You're going to turn the hand up, the left hand, and slide the hand across in front of your right knee, and then just carefully lower down that left shoulder and your head to the floor. So it's a lovely stretch for that bottom arm. And then lifting the right arm up, take it around your back. See if you can grab between the thigh and the back on that left side and just hold and breathe. Just sort of also be aware of your neck. Make sure that your neck is in a comfortable position. But the idea of this one is that bottom shoulder is getting that lovely stretch. And then releasing the top arm, bringing the right hand to the floor, slide the left hand back, coming back, and then just coming back into the stretch pose of the child. Now I'm going to actually just turn around for you, because otherwise you won't be able to see the movement. But you can stay down and just do
the other side in that position. So what we're doing now is lifting the head and taking your right hand, turning the palm up, sliding the right arm across in front of the left knee, and lower the right shoulder and your head to the floor. Lovely stretch. Just stay there for a couple of breaths first. And then breathing in, lifting the left arm up, take it around your back. See if you can clasp between the back and the right thigh. Just holding, so you will get a little bit of a stretch to that top shoulder as well when you do that movement. And we just take some deep breaths. Make sure your neck is comfortable. You can close your eyes if you want to. It's a lovely shoulder stretch. And then release and bringing left hand down, lifting your head, sliding the hand back, coming back into the pose of the child, stretch pose of the child, then pose of the child. And then for coming out of it, just uncurling gradually and slowly all the way up, but the head should come up very slowly at the end, either kneeling back on your heels or kneeling up, and relax the shoulders, gently release, stretch your legs out in front, and a little shake of your legs. Very good. All right, so that concludes the seating or sitting asana part of our class. And so again, I suggest you have a little bit of a break before you come back and join me for the lying down asana work, and then for our relaxation session after that. For the relaxation session, we're going to be continuing on with Nadi Shodham, which is the alternate nostril breathing, and we'll be taking that practice a little bit further. My previous two balancing classes, we've been doing that practice, which is a Pranayama breathing practice, and it's a really good practice for starting to get your mind ready for meditation. But anyway, have a little break, have some water, and then when you're ready, come back to join me for the lying down part of the class. So here we are back again to do the lying down asana work in this general balancing Hatha yoga class. And so if you need a cushion to support your neck under your head, make sure you've got that ready, placing it in the position where your head is going to go. Otherwise, you don't have to have it if you don't need it. And then getting ready to roll down. So bringing your feet to the bottom end of the mat, bringing your hands onto your thighs, taking a deep breath in. On your exhalation, tucking chin toward the chest, drawing your belly in, pulling the pelvic floor muscles up, and slowly roll down through your vertebrae. If you have any lower back or spinal issues, bring your forearms to the floor and support yourself as you're coming down. Bring your head down slowly. Get that cushion in the right position if you have one under your head, and release your legs and give them a little shake. Bring your arms up as you inhale deeply and point the toes away, arch and lifting up the rib cage so we get that lovely stretch. And then while we're in this stretch position, we're going to roll over onto one side. So just carefully rolling, lovely stretch again, rolling, and a little bit of a balance as well. And then gently rolling onto the back, and then gently roll over and balancing on the other side, doing that nice stretch again. And then bringing your body back onto the back again, and exhale, bring your arms down slowly. Just come up a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, lift and tuck the tailbone forward and under. draw your knees up towards your chest and hugging arms over the top, or you can clasp underneath. And we want to get that lovely squeeze down, hold, and just let that stretch release the lower back. And then placing hands on knees, guide the knees around in a circling movement, massaging knees. And then reverse and doing that circling the other way. Come back to centre and then pressing one knee forward, one knee back, and we alternate that, rocking from side to side. So again, this is just another variation on those lower back massaging movements that are nice to do after our yoga class, our standing and sitting postures. Coming back to the centre position and then placing the feet on the floor, hip width apart, little away from your body, and bringing arms to shoulder height, palms on the floor. I'm going to do a basic spinal twist here. So taking a deep breath in, on your exhalation, taking your knees to your right and your head gently rolls to the left. Nice and relaxed, just hold for a couple of breaths in and out. Breathing in, bringing the knees and head to centre, and then exhaling, bring the knees to the left and the head to the right and hold. Once again, just a couple of breaths in and out. And then breathing in, coming back to the centre position, and then lifting up your knees, drawing them towards your chest, and we're just going to do that slightly stronger movement. Breathe in deeply, exhale, bring the knees in further, and then rolling them to the right, underneath the right arm, and letting them relax down. Place the right hand on that top knee, and roll your head slowly over to the left and hold. Just be careful of your neck in these ones, a little bit stronger, and also the left shoulder as well. And release. Breathing in, coming up slowly back to centre. On your exhalation, drawing the knees in and rolling to the left. Underneath the left arm, placing the left hand on the top knee, hold it down. Gently roll your head to the right. And if you can, keeping that right shoulder down, again, make sure your neck and your shoulder are not straining. None of these movements should be feeling like they're causing you pain or strain. Release, breathe in deeply, roll back up onto your back again, placing hands on the knees, and once again just a nice little circling movement, and reverse. Coming back to centre, stretching your legs down onto the floor. So the next movement we're going to do is opposite arm and leg raisers, and these ones are good. They're sort of a type of cross-core movement, so they're a good balancing one, but also we're working on a little bit of core strength and a little bit of leg stretching at the same time. So we're going to take a deep breath in and raise the right arm up and over your head, and then on your exhalation, bringing the left leg up slowly and the right arm up slowly. And you're trying to get the toes and fingers as close together as you can. Don't worry if they're further away, that's fine. Don't lift your head off the floor. Try and straighten the leg as much as you can. If it's very strong for you, you can bend the right knee and place it on the floor. That does make it a little bit gentler. And then inhaling, bringing left leg, right arm down, and then lower the right arm beside you. So we're going to do the other side. Inhale, raising the left arm up and over your head,
On your exhalation, bringing right leg and left arm up. Flexing that foot a little bit, stretching the leg out. Try and get the fingers and the toes as close as you can. Hold it there. Don't forget to breathe though. Maybe you can bend the other knee if you want to. And then breathing in, slowly taking the arm and the leg down onto the floor, and then bringing left arm down beside you. So we're just going to do one more of each way. So breathing in, raising the right arm up, exhaling, taking left leg up and bringing your right fingers towards the left toe, stretching the leg out and hold. Keep breathing though. Good. Inhale, bringing the leg and the arm slowly down, and bring the right arm back down beside you. Inhale, raise the left arm up and over, and then exhale, bringing right leg and left arm up, toes towards fingers, fingers toward toes, flex the foot. Neck should be nice and straight, chin tucked toward the chest. Don't lift your head. And inhale, bringing the leg and the arm slowly down, and then relax and bring your arm down slowly beside you, then bending the knees. Once again, lift and tuck the tailbone under, draw the knees towards you and hugging, arms over and hold, or under, you can do the underneath as well. And then loosely grabbing the knees. On your exhalation, lifting your head, squeeze the knees towards your face, just holding it there. As long as your neck's not uncomfortable, if you're feeling neck discomfort, take the head down. And then everybody gently bring the head to the floor. Just release your legs down. Have a little rest by closing the eyes and roll your head slowly and gently from side to side. And then bring your head back into the centre, chin tucked towards your chest, arms down beside you, palms on the floor, bending the knees, bringing the feet onto the floor. And we're going to just do a little bit of work in the bridge posture now. And this one's focused more on the strengthening aspect. Bridge posture's got a lot of spinal flexibility, but we're also going to be working with this version on strengthening. So what we're going to be doing is keeping our arms where they are, palms on the floor. We're not going to be moving our arms for this particular version. Walk your feet up towards the groin area, and your feet should be about hip width apart. And try and keep your neck nice and centered, chin tucked towards your chest. So the first thing is to focus on your lower back and press it into the floor and feel the belly muscles engaging when you do that. So we're just holding that position. And then on your next inhalation, you're going to lift up the bottom about 1 centimetre off the floor and hold that position, breathing a couple of deep breaths. So we get to start to work on the thigh strengthening here a little bit more. And then breathing in, see if you can roll up 2 or 3 vertebrae and then hold that position. Keep your hands on the floor and just focus on the breath. And we're starting to now feel a little bit more in the thighs, a little bit more into the glute muscles as well. So we're strengthening those areas. Next inhalation, rolling up 2 or 3 more vertebrae and hold the position if you can. At any stage, if you've had enough, you just slowly roll down and have a little rest. All right, so next inhalation, raising up slowly as high as you can, tucking your chin towards your chest,
And just to get a little bit further up, tucking the arms underneath the body a little bit more. So lifting up through the thighs and the buttocks, holding there, keeping the hands on the floor though. We're not going to do any supporting, we're not going to do anything fancy, we're just holding, so we're getting that nice strengthening work. And then you just untuck the arms a little. On your exhalation, roll down about 3 vertebrae and stop and hold the position. Remember, when you're holding, still breathing in and out. Don't hold your breath. On your next exhalation, rolling down 2 or 3 vertebrae and then hold. And then next exhalation, rolling down a couple more vertebrae, hold. So now your bottom's just a little bit off the floor. And then next exhalation, just gently roll all the way down so that your bottom is back on the floor. And then lift up your knees. Once again, hugging the knees, bringing the arms either over the top or underneath, squeezing down. And then gently and slowly rolling around, just doing that nice little massaging with your knees rolling in a circle, and then reversing that circle. Come back to the center, and then we're going to come up from our lying down position now. So you're either going to be rolling to your side for the gentle method to come up, or tucking hands under knees, bringing chin towards the chest and rocking forwards and backwards. And just begin to bring a little bit more environment into the rocking movement so that we can just eventually rocking up into a sitting position. And then we're going to get ready to do our final part of this class, which is the breathing pranayama practice, alternate nostril breathing. So again, if you'd like to have a little break and then come back and switch the video back on to enjoy the final part of the class, it will be in seated position. Make sure that you have got any supports that you need, or you can sit with your back against the wall if you want to, and covering yourself with a shawl or a light blanket if it's a little bit cool, and dim the lights as well if you just can, so that you can create a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere. Namaste, everyone. So we're back again to do our final part of this Hatha Yoga balancing class. And tonight, for the relaxation meditation practice, we're going to be continuing on with Nadi Shodhan, which is the alternate nostril breathing pranayama breathing practice. Now, this stage 3 practice builds on our competencies that we have been developing in the first and second stages. So please don't do this particular part of the class until you have reviewed the first and second stages of the alternate nostril breathing practice. And you can find those at the end of my Hatha Yoga Balancing Class 1 and Hatha Yoga Balancing Class 2. Just fast forward the video to about the final 25 minutes of the video in each case, and practice those stages first. Also, if it's a little while since you've practiced alternate nostril breathing, then I suggest you also review those 2 stages because it's really important to develop this practice by really focusing on continued practice daily if possible, but at least several times a week to develop especially your mental focus as well as the physical elements of lung capacity and your endurance and stamina for this particular practice. So also you'll find that in the first stage I elaborated on all of the benefits of the practice. It's a really wonderful practice. It's very good for preparing your mind mentally to do other forms of meditation, but it is in and of itself also a meditation as well. So you need to be in a comfortable seated position. You don't have to be on the floor, you can be seated on a chair, and your spine maintained straight, chin parallel to the ground. And I just want to also reiterate that now that we're getting on to a more advanced stage in this third session, we're going to be holding the breath in for longer and longer periods. And holding the breath in is suitable for people who don't have particular medical conditions, and I'm going to list those for you. If you are pregnant, it's not advisable to hold your breath in for long durations, so you would be better to stick to the first stage. Also, if you have heart conditions or if you have high blood pressure, it's better to stay with the beginning stages where you don't hold your breath in for a long duration. So that's heart conditions, high blood pressure. Also, if you're a particularly anxious person and you're not used to holding your breath in, then I would suggest that you stick to the initial stages of the practice, stage 1 and then stage 2, until you feel calm, relaxed and comfortable with those stages, and then you can move forward with this third stage. For people who've been practicing regularly and you feel that you're ready to move on to this stage, then please come and join me for this part of the class. So what we're going to do today is we're going to first of all revise our practice that we ended up with in stage 2, the final stage that we got to, and then we'll move forward with the rest of the practice. So I'm just going to switch the video off for a moment. I'll be back with you shortly. So if you'll remember from our stage 1 and 2 practice, we used a particular tool, which is a metronome, a counting device, and that helps us to regularize the practice. At very advanced stages, that's further on from where we're going this evening, you may not need a metronome because you'll have programmed your brain to actually be able to breathe to an internal metronome that you will have set inside your brain. But that takes a lot of practice, and so at this stage we're going to be using the actual metronome. I have got the musical metronome here, and I set the metronome to 60 beats per minute. Now, if you don't have a musical metronome, then you should be able to download an app on your iPhone or your device and use a metronome ticking sound app. And again, you should be able to set that at 60 beats per minute, and it'll give you that ticking sound. So that's an important thing to make sure that you've got for our practice as well. So what we're going to do is we'll revise our stage, the end of stage 2, and then we'll move on from here. So just want you to get yourself into a nice comfortable position, seated, just making sure that the spine is straight, shoulders relaxing back and down, and just closing your eyes initially to draw your focus inwards. Check through your body to make sure you're nice and relaxed, releasing any tension as you go, and then bringing your focus from your body to your breathing, connecting the mind to the breath. And I just want you to establish a slow, deep breathing rhythm, closing your mouth. So you're just inhaling and exhaling slowly, deeply, and rhythmically. And I want you, as you're doing this full yoga breathing practice, to tune into how your nostrils are flowing. You'll have your mouth closed, breathing in and breathing out. It's nice and relaxed. And then just open your eyes, and I want you to just work out whether you feel your nose is flowing nice and evenly and without restriction. If it isn't, I suggest that you just blow your nose a couple of times and then have another little practice of breathing slowly and deeply, just doing that full yoga breathing practice. So those people who need to blow their nose, you can do that now, and then just test your nose out once again. If you don't need to do that, then you'll be able to continue on with the practice shortly. If you find that your nose is very blocked, or perhaps you might have a cold, a head cold or something, then I suggest that you don't actually practice this, particularly this more advanced stage of alternate nostril breathing. You really do need to have clear nostrils, as clear as possible. And so really the best thing for you to do would be just to focus on your full yoga breathing practice, and at another time when your nose is flowing freely, then come back and do this stage. So now, hopefully we're all ready, those of you who are going to do this stage of the practice. And remember, you're going to be using your fingers to create that mudra, and we'll continue on with the stage that we left off in the second level stage. So please bring your index finger and middle finger of the hand that you are used to using, and just lightly placing those two fingers in between your eyebrows and the centre of your forehead. And your thumb is going to be resting lightly over your left nostril, and the ring finger, the thumb is resting over the right nostril, and the ring finger is resting over the left nostril. If you're doing it with your left hand, then the practice is reversed. So what we'll do is we're going to do a breathing rate, or a breathing round of breathing in for 4, holding in for 8, and exhaling for 8. Breathing in for 4, holding in for 8, and exhaling for 8. In a moment I'll put the metronome on, and I'm just going to get you to do that for a couple of rounds, and then we'll stop there and review how we went, and then for those who feel they want to, we'll move on to the next stage. So I'm just going to put the metronome on now, and coming back into that mudra, and close your eyes softly, and when you're ready, you're going to start those 2 rounds, breathing in for 4, holding in for 8, exhaling for 8, and you're doing the 2 full rounds at that level. When you've completed those 2 rounds, just relax your hand down and then slowly open your eyes. So, having done the 2 rounds, and that was the level that we left off, excuse me, I'll just blowing the nose, so you might also need to do that after that. Just have a little think about the comfort level. So if you felt really comfortable, you didn't feel like you were straining and you were starting to feel a calmness coming over you, then you will be ready to move up to the next stage in the count. If, however, you felt perhaps you were just managing it, then I would suggest that you just stick to that level for the rest of this session. So that's breathing in for 4, holding in for 8, exhaling for 8. So you can, when we're doing the next stages, those people who are just managing that 4, 8, 8 count, just continue with that count. So the next stage up for those who are ready to do it is breathing in for 4, holding in for 10, exhaling for 8. Breathing in for 4, holding in for 10, exhaling for 8. So you'll realise that what we're doing is we're not changing the inhale rate, we're not changing the exhale rate, we're only changing the holding in rate, and we're moving up to 10. So let's see how we go with that. Once again, we're going to do 2 rounds of that particular count. Breathing in for 4, holding in for 10, breathing out for 8. So I'm going to put this metronome back on again, and then bringing your hand back into the mudra position, closing your eyes, and when you're ready, beginning the next 2 rounds. When you've completed your 2 rounds, resting your hand back down, once again, slowly open your eyes. So, just have a think about your comfort level after that practice. And again, if you feel very comfortable, no problems, you're really starting to feel nice and calm, and you don't feel as if you're struggling to get that holding breath for the 10 counts, then you'll be ready to move on to the next stage. If you think that that's as far as you want to take it, then I suggest that you continue for the rest of our practice for this session at that level. Okay, so, and that's fine, that's quite a good level to get to anyway. And it's very, very important that you should feel comfortable and relaxed. We don't want to create tension, and we don't want to progress through the levels too quickly. For those people who are finding that's fine, your lung capacity is obviously quite good, then we'll move to the next level for the next 2 rounds. So the next level is breathing in for 4, holding in for 12, exhaling for 8, breathing in for 4, holding in for 12, exhaling for 8. So again, haven't changed our inhales and exhales. We're only changing that holding in count, and we've gone up another 2. So we're going to do another 2 rounds, this time at that level, 4, 12, 8, for those who can manage it. For those who can't, you're at either of the other 2 lower levels. So putting the metronome back on again, coming back into posture, good posture, so making sure you check that your shoulders relax back and down, chin parallel to the ground, and bringing your hand back up into the mudra position. Close your eyes softly, and when you're ready, beginning that next count, 4, 12, 8 for 2 rounds. Once you've completed the 2 rounds, bring your hand down and then slowly open your eyes, and once again tuning into how comfortable that particular stage was for you. So again, if you felt perfectly comfortable, you didn't feel like you were getting out of breath or feeling that you were under any strain, then you should be able to move to the next level. So we've actually got 2 more levels in this stage that we're doing tonight, and we'll get up to the first ideal ratio. If you did not feel entirely comfortable with that level that we've just done, 4, 12, 8, then you can either stick with that level, continue on that level for the rest of this session, or move back to one of the prior levels that we did. So for those who are moving up to the next level, the next stage is breathing in for 4, holding in for 14, exhaling for 8. Breathing in for 4, holding in for 14, exhaling for 8. Again, we're not changing inhale or exhale number, we're just changing that holding in number, taking it up another 2 beats to the count of 14. So we're going to do another 2 rounds at that level. So please getting yourself back into good posture again, shoulders relaxing back and down, chin parallel to the ground. Switching the metronome back on again. Close your eyes, bringing your hand back into the mudra position and commencing the next level, 4, 14, 8. Once you have completed your 2 rounds at that level, relax your hand down. Slowly open your eyes. Once again, we're just going to review and check to see that we are comfortable and relaxed at that count. So if you are, then you can move on to the final stage of this session. If you felt a little bit uncomfortable, then you can either stay at that level or move back down to one of the previous counts that we've done. Move to the one where you felt most comfortable for that, but that was just giving you a little bit of a challenge. So the final count that we're going to do for our session tonight is breathing in for 4, holding in for 16, exhaling for 8. Breathing in for 4, holding in for 16, exhaling for 8. And that is the ideal ratio, or it's actually the first ideal ratio. So we have the in count is going to be a quarter of the holding count and a half of the exhale count. The ideal ratio we have achieved, and that is where you're allowing the heart rate to slow down enough so that you're getting that kicking in that parasympathetic nervous system and all of the bodily functions associated with that, reducing the blood pressure. The holding in count is a count that allows the balanced exchange of gases to take place in the cells, building up enough pressure in the cells to achieve that proper receiving of oxygen into the cell, and then removing the carbon dioxide from the cells, so that part of the respiration practice. So that's what we're going to do for our final count. Breathing in for 4, holding in for 16, exhaling for 8. And we're going to this time, instead of just the 2 rounds, we'll do 3 rounds instead. And that will then conclude our practice for tonight. So again, if you are going to be doing one of the lower rounds, just proceed with the lower round for whatever that the count you choose that feels right for you at this moment. Otherwise, you're going up to the ideal ratio count. So just again, checking your posture again, just making sure the body is as relaxed as possible. And I'll just switch on the metronome again, closing your eyes softly, and then bringing your hand up into the mudra. And when you're ready, commencing the final stage of inhaling for 4, holding in for 16, exhaling for 8, and we're doing that 3 rounds. once you have completed your 3 rounds, bring your hand down to rest, but keep your eyes closed and just continue on for a couple more rounds, just doing some relaxed, deep, slow, full yoga breathing. Just keeping your mind centered on your breath and allowing your breathing to gently come back to your natural breathing rhythm, breathing in and out of your both nostrils. And then very slowly open your eyes. So that concludes our session of stage 3 alternate nostril breathing practice. So at whatever stage you got up to, whether it be one of the more beginning stages that we did in this session, or perhaps you managed to get up to the final stage where we reached the ideal ratio, please continue to practice regularly. So you may wish to switch the video on sometimes for doing your practice, but eventually, after you've done it a few times, you should be able to manage to do it on your own without the disturbance of the video, because the video actually is really just a teaching tool, and then you should get to the point where you're doing it independently on your own. And that's where, if you download that metronome app, or if you do have your own metronome, then you'll be using that. Otherwise, obviously, you can hear the ticking on the video, so you'll be using that for the session. So stick to that, whatever that practice is that you feel most comfortable for, and then you gradually move up to that ideal ratio. If you are at the ideal ratio, continue on practicing at the ideal ratio. Now, there are more advanced ratios that we can add to the alternate nostril breathing practice, but I would suggest that you need to be very, very comfortable and to have practiced the final stage that we did tonight for at least 6 months. And then you may wish to contemplate moving on to more advanced practices where there is also a holding out breath as well as a holding in breath. But I'm not going to take you through that at this stage, because I really want everybody to get that extended practice over a long period of time. The important thing really is that we're developing a state of balance and calm, and it will be balancing both mentally and balancing physically, and balancing your hormonal system, your emotional system, and also your energetic system. And you're going to also be able to use your alternate nostril practice wherever and whenever you need to. So if you feel that you are a little bit stressed when you're out and about, if you can find a quiet space just to practice a few minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes of alternate nostril breathing practice, it will really help to centre and calm and balance you. And ultimately, that's how we want to use our meditation practices, whatever they are, in daily life, as a tool to really help to control our mental state, develop our physical control and stamina. Got so many great benefits, physical, mental, emotional and energetic with this practice. So please continue on with alternate nostril breathing, and I look forward to seeing you again for another one of my yoga and meditation videos. Namaste.